Love Story, Part 2, Listen and Practice. When Barrett goes to Jenny's dormitory to pick her up for a date, she is on the phone. He hears her telling someone named Phil that she loves him. Barrett has been gone a mere 48 hours, and Jenny has already found someone else to love. After she hangs up, Jenny smiles, lightly kisses Barrett's wounded face, and tells him he looks awful. He tells her ominously that the other guy looks worse and that he always does serious damage to any rival. He hopes that will scare her away from the other man. As Jenny gets into his car, an MG, Barrett casually asks her who Phil is. It is her father. Barrett is incredulous that she calls her father by his first name. Jenny had told him once that her father, a baker from Cranston, Rhode Island, raised her. Her mother died in a car accident when Jenny was quite young, and her father would not allow her to get a driver's license because of it. Jenny asks Barrett about his father, assuming that Barrett III is proud of his all-Ivy son. While Jenny is obviously proud of his accomplishments, Barrett has to tell her that his father rode single sculls in the 1928 Olympics, and is therefore not particularly impressed with his son's athletic prowess. Despite that, Jenny does not understand why Barrett refers to his father only as the son of Abbott. Barrett tries to explain that he despises having been programmed for the Barrett tradition. He cringes when he has to mention the numeral at the end of his name, and he loathes having to deliver a prescribed amount of achievement every semester. Though he does always achieve to his father's expectations, he hates that Oliver Barrett III expects nothing less. He has never spoken this sentiment aloud before, but he has to make Jenny understand that the two Barretts are at war. From this conversation, Barrett sees the cultural chasm between him and Jenny, despite their shared Ivy League experiences. Because of her Italian upbringing, Jenny refuses to believe that a father would not unreservedly love his son. Barrett tries to explain it to her by citing the conversation he and his father had after the hockey game. But all Jenny can do is be impressed that Barrett III traveled so far to see his son play. Finally, Barrett just asks Jenny to forget it. She is actually quite pleased with this flaw in Barrett's character, as it means he is not perfect. When he suggests she thinks she might be perfect, Jenny assures him she thinks no such thing. If she were perfect, she would certainly not be dating him. In the first 3 weeks they are dating, Barrett and Jenny are not very physical. In fact, they do little more than kiss. This is not how Barrett usually conducts his relationships, as dozens of girls from several campuses could attest. If any of those girls had learned about this lack of progress in the bedroom, they would laugh and question Jenny's femininity. But the truth is that Barrett does not know what to do with Jenny. Jenny is smart, and he is afraid she might laugh at what he had always considered to be his smooth romantic moves. He is afraid of being rejected, but he also does not want to be accepted for the wrong reasons. Barrett feels differently about Jenny and does not know what to say or how to ask her about it. Later she tells him he should have just asked her. All he knows is that he has deep feelings for all of her, not just her body. Eventually things change, and it takes no planning or preparation. Barrett explodes in his frustration one day and says he wants to make love to her. Jenny calmly asks him to do just that. Their first physical encounter is the opposite of their first verbal encounter. They are both gentle and loving. Barrett discovers Jenny wears a small golden cross around her neck and assumes it is a sign of her Catholic faith. Jenny tells him she wears it because it was her mother's, and she likes this reminder of her mother. This is the day Jenny tells Barrett she loves him very much. Oliver Barrett's roommate, Ray Stratton, is not a great football player or a genius, but he is a loyal friend. Poor Stratton has to endure a lot during this year. Every time he sees a tie on the doorknob of their room, the traditional signal for action within, Stratton has to find someplace else to study and even sleep. Barrett would do the same for him. Of course. In the past, however, Barrett has always shared the minutest details of all his amorous triumphs. Now Barrett not only does not share any details, but he does not even admit that he and Jenny are lovers. That does not keep Stratton from speculating, but Barrett tells him nothing and asks Stratton not to ask. Stratton thinks his roommate's behavior seems obsessive and unhealthy, but Barrett tells him that this is how a mature love affair is conducted. This comment really worries Stratton, and he fears for his friend's bachelorhood, freedom, and life. Barrett attends a concert in which Jenny is playing. She is the harpsichord soloist, and it is the first time he has heard her play in public or in a group. Barrett is proud of her performance, and he tells her how well she played. Jenny merely tells him to wise up, as she did not play well, she was just okay. He relents and tells her she should keep playing, in any case. Of course she is going to keep playing, after all. She is planning to study with Nadia Boulanger. This is news to Barrett and something Jenny obviously had not intended to mention because Boulanger is a famous music teacher in Paris. Barrett is stunned at this announcement and slowly repeats the word, Paris. Jenny is fortunate to have gotten a good scholarship, but all Barrett can concentrate on is Paris. Jenny keeps talking, but he finally grabs her shoulders and asks how long she has known about these plans.